Well, hello, everyone. I am super excited that you are on this evening. I appreciate you taking the time to be here. We have the lovely Sharon Zelen with us this evening. Sharon is one of my good friends, and she has been for many years now. Actually, when I was just a couple years into the business, yep, she's rocking her hand. She knows what I'm going to say. We were at conference, and I had a baby 2 weeks before conference, and Todd flew Kaysen, so our youngest, he's 8 now, flew with me to conference. This is how much I love conference and how important conference is to me, that I was 2 weeks out from having a baby, hopped on an airplane with my husband and my baby, and Sharon was one of the first people we saw after getting out of the car and at conference. And she held Kaysen, and he was just a couple weeks old. And so Sharon has been one of my good friends, and I appreciate her so much. And when I thought, man, I would love for someone to come on and give some recruiting tips, she is the very first person I thought about. She has a heart for recruiting. And I don't know if any of you have heard her story before, but she hasn't always been a huge recruiter. There was a time in this business where she wasn't, and maybe I'll let her share a little bit about that with you all too. But kind of the switch of what happened and the difference, but now she is a rock star when it comes to recruiting and sharing this love for the business. So with the kit and the things that we have going on this month, I really wanted to focus on recruiting on this call. So she graciously accepted when I asked her if she could come on and be on this call. So Sharon, I would love for you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit of your story and how recruiting became important to you and what you do now to really help you focus on recruiting in your business.
You got it. And I cannot believe it's been 8 years since I rushed up to you and said, can I hold that sweet baby? Wow, time flies. Well, everyone, for anyone that doesn't know me, my name is Sharon Zelen. I'm a national executive director. I live in Long Island, New York, with my husband, Scott. Both my kids are married, and I'm going to be a grandma 2 times. One's happening this month in May, and then my daughter is giving birth in July. So I am super excited, anticipating that. But Melody is right. My passion is recruiting, but it always wasn't. 27 years in this business, and it took me about 15 years in to finally get it. So if you're listening to this call and thinking, recruiting just isn't my thing, I'm just not good at it, I am here to tell you that it is never too late to be great. So when I first started, I was always a strong seller, but my upline is National Executive Director Jill Lerner. Jill and I started together, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes, but we were in the same kindergarten class. So we started together, and Jill used to say to me, why don't you recruit? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm just not good at it. And then back then, you used to have like 12 qualified recruits to earn the top level trip. And I so wanted to go on this Mediterranean cruise. So I called up a sister director and I said, okay, I could barely get 8 qualified recruits at the end of the year. Now they upped it to 12. I really want this trip. Can you help me? So I went to her party expecting to see the party of all parties. And back then there were no virtual. And I remember sitting in this living room watching her thinking, I don't know, she does a nice cooking show, but I think mine is actually better. What's the magic here? And then at the ends of the demo is when the magic unfolded. And I watched this Jillian Grant talk about this opportunity with the same passion that I talked about the bar pan. So I'm going to tell you what can happen to your business if you flip the switch. Whatever product you sell the most of, it could be the mixing chop, the air fryer, whatever it is. For me, it was the bar pan. I used to sell 5 of them at every party minimum, because I talked about it with that passion that people felt like they couldn't live without it. Well, I listened to Jillian that night talk about the business with that same passion and excitement that I talked about the bar pan. And everyone was asking her questions. And then I watched her do a checkout with the people, and she was inviting every single person to join her team. She did not prejudge. I remember there was an elderly woman, there was a 20-something girl, and she invited everyone to join. So I am here to tell you that you need to figure out what your number one selling product is. You can go look on the reports. And I'm telling you, the reason you sell the most of that is you probably have posts in your party about it. You probably talk to people about it. If you're out and about, friends and family, whatever it is, you've created desire around that product that people feel like they can't live without it. And I'm here to tell you that in our catalog, guys, guess what? We sell the best product we have, and that's the kit. So I want you to think about what your business would look like in 30, in 60, and 90 days if you suddenly made the product you sell the most of the business opportunity. Because I'm going to tell you what will happen, because it happened to me. I went from not being able to qualify 8 people in a year. When I left that show after watching Jillian, and I had that moment and I flipped that switch, and I remember walking out of that house saying, oh my God, I've been selling the wrong thing to everybody. That's literally what I said to myself when I got in the car. That month, I recruited 12 people in 1 month. I couldn't even qualify 8 in a year, but I recruited 12 in a month. I remember the home office called me. They're like, what the heck happened to you? Is this like a fluke? And I'm like, no, I get it now. So I want you guys to understand that the only thing standing in your way is you. You have to decide that that kit, those kits are the best thing we sell, because I say it all the time. Our products are great, don't get me wrong, but the business opportunity is truly what changes people's lives. And if you're on this call or listening to this call and you haven't recruited anyone yet, you're not going to understand what I'm going to tell you. But someday when you do, you're going to think of what I said to you here tonight. When someone that you sign says to you, Holly, because of you, we were able to pay off our credit card debt. Veronica, because of you, we were able to get a new car. Monica, because of you, we were able to send our kids to summer camp. That is so powerful, my friends, because selling them an air fryer is not going to change their life. The business opportunity, you know what it did for you. Somebody offered it to you, and now it's your turn to pay it forward. Because there is someone, if not 2 or 3 people at every party that you do, whether it's online or in person, that showed up solely to support their friend. Those are the people that don't buy anything because they were laying in bed the night before wondering how they were going to get out of credit card debt, unable to fall asleep, wondering how they were going to pay their rent, how they were going to afford to send their kids to camp when all the other kids are going. Could they ever go on a vacation? Could they get their car fixed? Do they need new tires? They show up at your party. Those are the people that don't buy anything, or those are the people that spend $10 to support their friend. And by you inviting them to join your team, you are changing somebody's life. And that is so powerful, guys. It's incredibly powerful. And I still to this day can cry thinking about how many lives I have impacted because of this business. So I want you to remember why you're here and what this business does for you and your family. And you could be someone that just makes $300 a month, and that is just a lifesaver for you and your family. Or you can be somebody on this team who's making $5,000 a month, and what it's done for you and your family. But there is someone who desperately needs this business, and there has never been a better time in my 27 years than this month. So as you guys know, they can start for as little as $25. And if they have a kit credit, they can literally join for free with the paper kit. Has all the marketing material, the apron, the catalogs, but no products. However, let's not stop there. When they sell $500, they get the brownie bite pan. When they sell 750, they get all the summer products. When they sell 1,000, they earn level 1 of the fall free-for-all. And when they hit 1,250, they get the stand mixer, all for free to join if they have a kid credit, or $25 to get all of that. And as you know, it doesn't stop there. They can go on 2,500 to get this the skillet, and then they can go on to earn the knife block set. In addition to commission, guys, you can't even take your kids to McDonald's for $25, and now you can start a business for $25 and get a paycheck in 2 weeks. So I'm going to ask you, who are you going to offer this opportunity to? Who are you going to impact in the next 30 days? And I don't know if you guys are aware of any new consultant that joins this month. 5 days after they join, they're going to get an email with 2 coupons where they can invite a friend to join with them for 25% off. So that $25 kit would be $17.50 for a friend or 2 of theirs to join. $17.50, we thought $25 was good. $17.50 is literally insane. So I'm going to ask you, when you get off of this call tonight, you have to promise me that you're going to make a list of who you know. Forget about your parties. We'll get into that in a second. But who do you know in your personal life? Any teachers that are wrapping up the school year that could use some extra money? Any college students that instead of them working in retail, that you can offer this opportunity to? Who do you know that's always on Facebook? Who do you know that loves Pampered Chef? Who do you know that maybe lost their job, or their spouse or significant other lost their job? Oh my God, this is the time when people are looking for extra money, and you have the opportunity to offer it to them. And I just want to tell you, if you're sitting there thinking, well, that's really weird, how can I call someone up or text them? I'm here to tell you, no one will ever be offended if you call them up and you say, hey, Susie, I know I sell Pampered Chef. Or if you're brand new and listening, I just started my Pampered Chef business. We have the most amazing incentive going on this month. You can join for as little as $25, and wait till I tell you what you can earn in your first 30 days. I thought of you because, and what is it about them? They're always on Facebook. They love Pampered Chef. Last time you were talking to them, they told you they needed a little side gig, or I know you just, school's out and you're probably looking for a little side gig for the summer. If they're teachers, if they're a college student, I know you're off for the summer. Are you looking to make some extra money? Whatever it is about them. When you tell someone that you thought of them, trust me, they don't hang up the phone and say, the nerve of Holly, I can't believe she offered me a job. They say, that was so nice that she thought of me. And they're either going to say 1 or 2 things to you. Thank you so much for thinking of me. I have some questions and you're going to answer them. And if you're new, you're going to call up Melody or your recruiter and say, Sharon told me to invite my friends, and now I have someone that has questions and I'm brand new. I don't know what to say. We're here to support you. Or are they going to say, you know what, Holly, thank you so much, but I actually just got a job for the summer, but I do love Pampered Chef. And that's okay. They're not saying no to you personally. They're saying no to the opportunity. But no one will ever be offended if you say, I thought of you and I think you'd be great at this. That is a compliment, my friends. The next thing I want to talk to you about is your parties, your hosts. If you are not inviting your hosts to turn their party into a grand opening, the moment you book it, the moment you book a show, before you set it up, you want to say to them, listen, I'm so excited to party with you next week, but Veronica, I wouldn't be fair if I didn't offer you this incredible opportunity. You can join for $25. I'm still going to do your show next week, but you would earn the commission because it could be your launch party and you'll earn the free products. Have you ever thought about doing anything like this? Do you think your host is going to say, oh my God, how rude, and hang up? No one will take offense to that. She's going to say, you know what? I have thought about doing this. You know what? I'm not sure, but let's set it up and we'll see what happens. And in that case, you set up the party, you go along as business as usual. After she starts inviting people, you say, Veronica, your friends and family love Pampered Chef. You have 28 members in the party already. Have you given any more thought to joining this? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. I'm still going to run it. You know what, Sharon? Let's do it. And how do I know that? Because 3 people this week have said yes to me already because I've offered it. But here's the thing, guys. If you don't offer it, the answer is always going to be no. If you don't ask, how can they ever say yes? Nobody knows what we have to offer unless you offer it to them. Nobody knows. You think they're reading your posts in your party? Very few people are reading your posts in your party. People say to me all the time, well, do I have to ask them? They see all my posts in the party. If they're interested, won't they message me? In my 27 years, I could probably count on one hand how many people called me or reached out to me and said, I'd like to join your team. 99.9% of the 425 qualified recruits that I have, I've invited. It's kind of like a wedding. If you were getting married and you posted a thing in the local newspaper, come to my wedding on Saturday at 1 p.m., how many people would show up? You're informing them about the wedding, but you need to invite people if you want them to come. So you need to stop just informing, and that's what your posts do. They're great. They inform people about the business, but you need to invite them to join your team. Informing is great, but are you inviting them? So your host, you want to continually ask them if there's still a no. Before I submit their party, I will always say to them, Veronica, thanks so much for filling your cart. You made some great choices. However, the best thing we will offer is the business opportunity. And before I submit your show, I just need to ask you again, do you want to take the kit credit and you can join for free? And I will help you with your next round of parties, your first round of parties. Because if they take the kit credit, they can join for free. If you offer it to your host before the party starts, they then get the commission and the free products. I want to make sure you guys understand how that works. If someone can't afford to join without the kit credit, I run the party, I earn the commission, they take the kit credit, and then they have their first couple of parties. But if I offer them the opportunity before the party starts, they have to buy the kit up front so that we can switch the link for them. So your host is your best lead. They love Pampered Chef. They booked a party for you. Let's go to your guests. How many of your guests are commenting on your recruiting post or liking it? You need to follow up with those people. Hey, Christy, I saw that you liked my post about the business. Have you ever thought about doing anything like this? Build that relationship with them. Your rock star guests, people that are participating. Lexi, you're such a great guest on my party. You're making it so much fun. Are you a huge Pampered Chef fan? Is this your first party? Oh God, no, I've been coming to these parties for years. I've had Pampered Chef in my kitchen for years. Lexi, this may be the furthest thing from your mind, but have you ever thought about doing anything like this? What's the worst thing Lexi can say? No. But here's the thing. If they say, no, I'm good, I always say, would you mind me asking what's holding you back? You would be shocked at what you hear. Sometimes it's the littlest objection that you can put to rest just by asking them what's holding them back. Well, I really don't have the time. I can't be posting all day. Lexi, we don't do the posting. We have a service that does it for us. What if I told you I check in once or twice a day and nothing is time sensitive whenever it works for you? Oh my God, I had no idea you weren't behind the computer the whole time. People only know, guys, what you tell them. So the more you share, the more they're going to understand what we do. Okay, so do you guys have any questions? I know I talked for a long time and you still have your regular meeting to go on, but I just want you guys to understand that this month is such a gift, because at the end of the day, not only are you changing somebody else's life, but you're changing yours and your family's life. If you bring in 5 people this month, what will your business look like next month? For some of you, you'll promote to director. For some of you, one of those 5 people will be your next director and you'll promote to advanced director or senior director. So this business not only is blessing the people you're asking, it's helping you and your family as well. So I can't see the chat, Melody. Let me see. What do we have? Okay. So Lisa's saying, if we offer the opportunity to our hosts, how do we make money that month if they all join? Well, Lisa, I will tell you, I'd be really happy if they all join, but chances are they won't. So if you have 5 hosts that week, probably 1 will take you up on it. And here's something I always tell my team, Lisa. By worrying about that commission that you lost on that party, because I have plenty of consultants that say to me, I don't offer it because I really need the sales from that party, the commission from that show. That is so short-sighted, because that commission, let's say it was $100. Now, I'm not saying if you have 1 show that $100 isn't needed by you, but that's why we always try to do 4 parties a week. I tell my team, if you're brand new, 4 is the magic number, or 27 years. I never do less than 4 parties a week, because if you have 4 parties and 1 host says yes, and you lost that commission and it was $100 commission, but you gained a recruit, that next recruit could be a rock star selling 100,000 a year. Do you know how much money you would earn off a director like that? A lot more than $100. So don't be short-sighted. Do 4 parties a week. And if 1 person joins, you're still making commission on the other 3. And that 1 host that you just signed this week could be your next director, could be your next rock star. But how you double and triple your income, guys, is by sharing the opportunity. I want to give you some perspective, and this is not to brag, because if you know me, that is not who I am. I want you to understand that the years go by like this. My story could easily be your story. Before I started recruiting, I don't know, I made like $3,000 or $4,000 a month, because I was a seller that was selling like, $12,000 a month. Let me just tell you the situation right now. I still probably make about $3,000 to $4,000 a month in my own commission on my own party sales. I make another $15,000 to $20,000 a month on overrides that Pampered Chef pays me for being a leader. I'm going to ask you, what would your life look like and your family's life look like if $20,000 a month was deposited into your bank account every single month? And you could never do that many shows to make that kind of money. This business model rewards you for building a team. And if you're on this call and you're listening and you just want to make some extra money because you have a full-time job, that is fine. We love you for who you are and for what you bring to the team. But if you're sitting here saying, I want more, I want to make that kind of money, I want to quit my full-time job, I hate my job, I get a pit in my stomach every Sunday night because Monday is work, I want you guys to know that my story could easily be your story. All you have to do is decide that the business is the best thing in this catalog that we offer, and your business will explode. Explode. I have a girl on my team, Amy. She's been with me 3 years. She makes as much money as I do right now. She came out of the gate recruiting like a maniac because she said, Sharon, I hate my corporate America job. I have a horrible boss. Nobody appreciates me. And I see what you have built and I want the same thing. And I'm like, Amy, you have to start sharing the business opportunity. So if you're sitting there saying, well, you've been doing this for 27 years, Sharon, that's why you make this kind of money. Amy has been with me 3 years and gets the same paycheck that I do. So where will you be in 3 years, guys? You know how fast 3 years goes by, like that. If you look at your kids, you're like, I can't believe it. How fast does the time go? So I'm going to ask you, what do you want for you and your family? And all you have to do to get it is start sharing the opportunity. It's just the way the business plan works. Pampered Chef pays you an override on everything that your team sells. It doesn't come out of their paycheck. Pampered Chef pays you those overrides for building a team. So if you want to double and triple and quadruple your income, that's what you have to start doing immediately. Okay, I don't want to keep you any longer. Anyone have any questions before I say goodnight? Don't be shy. No question is silly.
This is your chance, guys, to ask somebody who definitely knows recruiting.
But don't forget, guys, when you recruit someone, you need to have a conversation with them that they're going to get these coupons. You don't want them to go to waste. Make sure that your new recruits are offering those coupons to 2 of their friends. And before you know it, you're going to have a team leader and then a director on your team. So take advantage of what home office is giving us. We're trying this. We've never done this before, and this could be huge for all of us. Okay, so we're good. Okay, go have a great rest of your meeting. If you need me, you can always reach out to me on Facebook. Melody, love you, girl, and I'll see you soon at conference.
So much, Sharon, I appreciate you.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye, Sharon. Okay, she is fantastic, and you can just see her passion for this business when she talks about it. So, and she has not always been a recruiter, guys, but she decided that she was going to do it different. And when she made that decision, she has never looked back. Okay. And so one of the biggest things I want you to realize is the way that people get a large majority of their recruits is asking the host before the party even starts. And some of you may be saying, but I don't want to give away all my parties or some of my parties because I only have a couple bookings on my calendar. Okay, and that was what Sharon's point was, is if you only have 2 parties on your calendar, it is way more scary to ask those 2 people to flip their party to make it theirs if you only have a couple. So the more you fill your calendar, the less worried you are going to be to ask those hosts to make this party theirs. Okay, and what Sharon is saying is true, even if this party becomes theirs, okay? And they are the ones that make the commission, okay? The more people that you start to have on your team, guys, the bigger your paychecks will be. So it may seem like a hit at first, but I'm telling you, you help those people use those coupons and get 2 more people, and they get a couple more people, and you have these people and they're working towards $12.50 in sales because they want all the things. Then you're like, holy cow, okay? This is what they're talking about, okay? So don't be fearful. Don't let that hold you back from asking about the business, okay? And you know what may happen? You may ask that host and they may say no. And once I start their party, okay, that party I get the commission for, okay? So once the party started, if they decide to sign up before the party starts, then I can make it their party. Okay, but once that party starts, they can still get the kit credit and they can still sign up, but they're not going to get the commission at that point. Okay, because I've already put in the sales, people have started ordering. Okay, so that is how that kind of works. If it's something they decide to do before the party, then they can sign up with the $25 kit. Okay, they can make, and then they can make the commission, and then you'll make, commission off of their commission. Okay, but once the party starts, I don't go back and make the party theirs at that point. Okay, so that's kind of the line of where I would decide to flip a party or keep it under me. Okay. So that is kind of how that works. Does anyone have any questions about that at all and how that works?
I don't have a question, Melody, but I will say I was freaked out because I did have 4 recruit, and Melody knows this. I messaged her crying, and I was like, "What am I gonna do?" I lost like almost, I guess it was 11 parties total because I recruited 4 people, and they took all the parties I got from their parties, and so I started May with nothing. I do have 8 or 9 now, but one of those recruits have already recruited 2 people. So now that's 6 new people on my team in a month. So, and they're all hitting their 1250. So it does make a difference. I know it is scary at first. Like I said, I freaked out too. And, but I mean, it is going to make a difference on my sales because this girl now, one of the recruits is going for a director, and she's already got like 3 or 4 more interested. So she may hit director possibly this month. And I just recruited her. So it does make a difference.
Yeah, Christy is a prime example of someone that had that fear, but I'm telling you, she's got some rock stars that are starting this business, and that is going to be a huge, huge benefit as she continues. Okay. So, as scary as it is up front, the end game result is what's going to make a huge difference. Okay. And think about it too, guys, when these people hit their 1250, that's 3,000 points toward the trip. So not only, and you get 50 PC bucks. If you're brand new in the business in your first 90 days, you get $100 every time one of these people hits 1250. Okay, in your first 90 days. He's diving for paper. They always come in here and steal all my copy paper. But if you're in your first 90 days, okay, and these recruits are qualifying, not only are they getting all the things, you're also getting trip points, and you're getting cash, and you're getting PC bucks on every single one of these. Okay. So keep that in mind too. And if you're not in your first 90 days, when they qualify, you're getting 50 PC bucks. Okay. And you are getting higher paychecks. Okay. So, it definitely is like Lisa just said, an eye opener. Okay. It's something that we hold ourselves back from doing because we're fearful. Okay. But like Sharon said, there are so many people, even on this call, that I know that Pampered Chef has changed their family's life. Okay. You guys know this house that we have built. Okay. On my teacher's salary that I used to have, we wouldn't have not built this house. Okay. There's no way. Okay. So many things in our lives, even personally, have changed because of Pampered Chef. Okay. I mean, we're taking our kids to Universal Studios next week. Okay. That would have never been able to happen if it wasn't because of Pampered Chef. So there's so many people's lives that can change, even if it's 300 or 5,000, like Sharon was saying. But I want you guys to feel comfortable and make sure that when you're offering the opportunity and you're like, what if they say this back to me? I don't even know what to say. Okay, I want to make sure you know where the document is that has every single wording option imaginable written down for you already. Okay, so let me show you. If you go on Team PC Hot Shots, hold on, I gotta. Okay, right here under, you can do it under featured, or it's where the outline is. Okay, so the outline is in featured every single month. So if you go in here, the very first document is this Google Doc. Okay, click on the Google Doc. All the information, most important information I put in here. Okay, so important extra resources. Okay, if you go scroll down where it says recruiting wording, okay, open up this document And it's going to give you what to say. You know how Sharon was talking about, it's a PDF. You can just save this PDF to your computer once you get in here, okay? It's just a PDF document. So once you pull it up, so you don't have to go find it every time, why don't you save it? You know, so you don't have to look where it's at. I just have it right on my computer. Okay, but here is all right, so right here, second ask. Okay, so you can say one of the cool perks of postings that you get a $25 or $50 off coupon for a starter kit. Have you ever thought about doing something like Pampered Chef? Okay, now this is if they have the party and use a kit credit. Okay, now this one more thing for today. You may not have booked a party thinking about this, but if you'd like to spend, okay, this can say 25 or pick one of the kits. I'll let you make the money on the show instead of me. You're still get post rewards. Okay, so this is the one that we were talking about. Okay, so this is the wording that you can copy. Now, once you get into, wow, your party's rocking, this stuff, this is, they've already started the party. Okay, this is when the commission is going to meet. Okay, this is before the party starts. Okay, so if you have a post in your party where they are asking questions about the business, because we have one in our outline that says, you know, ask me questions about the business for tickets. Okay, here is what you can reply with. Anyone that comments, you can message them. Okay, message them, text them personally and say, you had some great questions about this business. Okay, have you ever thought about doing something like Pampered Chef? Okay, now, here are the way that you're going to break down your response. So if they are like, I don't know, I've tried other things and I'm just not sure that I would be any good. First, you validate it. You pick one of these. I totally get it. That's a valid concern. I understand. I know what you mean. I know how that goes. Okay, validate them first. Okay. Then here is a solution for whatever they are saying is the problem. And then you're going to finish by asking them a question. Because if you don't ask a question, they don't necessarily have a reason to respond. Okay. If you scroll down to this page, this answers some of the common questions that maybe you don't know the answer to. Okay, so here is a ton of questions that you may not know. Okay, now here are some common recruiting objections. Too busy, not enough time, I'm not a salesperson, not computer savvy, don't know enough people, I just had a baby, I have health issues, can't get in front of people, don't have the funds, don't need another job, I don't cook, my friends don't cook, I've tried direct sales before and failed miserably. So many of these responses, all you have to do is pull up this document, come in here, guys, look, and it is copy, paste. You don't have to think of the responses and the words all by yourself. They're all written out. Okay, that is the beauty of this document. So much of it is already written out for you. Okay, so don't feel like I don't even know what to say back to these people. Okay, because that's not going to be the case. Okay, so I wanted to be sure that everyone knows exactly where this document is. Okay, so Team PC Hotshots, where the outline is, it's in that Google Doc. Save it to your computer so you know where it's at. Okay, all right. I want to do a drawing for you guys being on here. So I'm going to have Holly, give me and you don't know where everyone's on my screen. Okay, so give me a number between 1 and 16. What are you doing?
Right. How about 8?
Liquor.
You never
forget your story. Damn near killed her.
Lexi, can you hear me?
Yes.
You're the winner.
Yay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Lexi, will you message me your address, please, so I can put something in the mail for you?
Yes, thank you.
You are very welcome. All right, guys. Well, was that helpful? Did that help inspire you maybe a little bit when it comes to recruiting and getting over some of that fear? Patty says yes. Good.
That 20,000 a month inspired me.
And she's not lying, guys. That is 100% what she makes. And she, like she said, she is not one to boast and brag. But Amy, I got to talk to Amy at Executive Summit in January, and she just promoted to national. And guys, she's been in the business 3 years, because she decided to do things differently. You can keep doing what you're doing, and 3 years from now, I know Christy posts like this all the time on her page, and keep doing the same thing and see 3 years from now where you're at. Or you can make a difference to do things differently and decide, okay, that would be a pretty, I mean, even 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. I mean, what could that do for your family? Don't be afraid to dream and think that could never happen to me. Okay, Amy was in just a regular job. And you want to know another fun statement about Amy that Sharon didn't share? She did this business 3 times. 3 times she joined. The first 2 times, she did nothing in this business. Nothing. The third time she joined and started, she decided, I'm going to do things differently this time. And boy, has she. Okay, she has been one of the top, and she just promoted to national because she went into it with a different mindset and said, I'm not going to do it the same way I always have. I'm going to do things different this time. And she did it. Okay, so this is coming from someone that decided to do nothing 2 times in this business. Okay, so think about that and think about how, okay, this absolutely could be you. Okay, but you got to decide to do things differently. Okay, so I will post some of the stats and stuff from last month. I'll post them on Team PC Hotshots, so I don't take any more of your time, because my main focus for this evening was I wanted Sharon to be able to have enough time to share with you all. Okay, but I will post the celebrations and stuff of the top 20 and the things that you guys did in the business last month. So I'll be sure to still post those. Holly, shoot me your number so I know what you had last month. This is always I can't see Holly's stats, and so but I want to thank the rest of you for being on here and taking time and focusing on your business. Okay, because this is the first step, taking the time and deciding to do things differently moving forward. Okay, so I appreciate you all being on here, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and I'm hoping not to blow away in this storminess. So, and my husband stuck his head in a minute ago and he goes, there's a bunch of houses that have no electricity, so you need to warn them. So that's another reason I'm like, I want to be sure to conclude this before I lose power possibly. So, so I'll post what I need to, but you guys have a great evening, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Melody.
You're welcome.